Hello guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel. So in today's video we will be creating a website from scratch, and this is gonna be a website for our series that's going on, and it's gonna be pretty awesome because we are not using any CSS properties right now. We will just go with HTML. So this website will only have HTML files. There will not be any CSS in it, so don't worry about that. So let's get started. Now first, here you can see I will create a folder in my desktop so that it would be easy for me to create work on with it. So I usually use command prompt to create folders. So I will just write food. I will just write footer. This is just gonna be a title for my website. Now you can use any of it. So you'll come here and file. I will open a folder here. Now you can use any text editor. You can use Atom, you can use Notepad++, whichever editor you have, you can use it. I will use Sublime because Sublime is pretty easy to work on with. So yeah, so here, this is my file. Now over here I will create folders and all those stuff. So let's move on by creating a folder and saving this. Now this is for one video that I've created for this. Let's save this in folder. Now as I said, you HTML file always comes with the index what I'm saying in oh my god, I forgot. So whatever it is, it comes with the .html. okay, extension. Okay, extension. I was not able to say that. Okay, what I did what did I okay, there you go. Now after here we will now move on to creating the basic layout of it. So for that, first let me get the wordplay tag, and there you go. Now if I just write HTML, then I can get it. So here you can see this is the basic layout. So here let's add the title. This should be footer, and inside here in the body tag, first I will start by creating a section so that it would be easy, and we also have to download images. So yeah, first if you create a section, it will be much easy. So I will do that. I will create a section, section. Section. Now I'm gonna give it a tag hero because when we will be styling it in the future, it would be easy for us. Now inside here I will have background images, and also I will also have a title. So it's gonna be h1. So I'll just write h1 and give it a name. So what do you think should be the name? So we'll just write the title name that is given, footer, and we will also add a paragraph tag here. So let's name this we serve good. So let's just write that, and we will also have a button. So we'll just write button, and we gonna add a tag here, not an abbreviation, not ABBR. Okay, we'll just add an a tag right here, and for now I will not take this anywhere, but I will write here let's say log into order. Let's just say order now. We'll just write order now. Okay, let's save this, and let's come and open our folder here. It's right there, and let's open index.html, which we created. Okay, so yeah, this is what the first section is gonna look like. So you can also add nav bars and all the stuff. So here for now, okay, let's see if it's loading or not. Okay, it's gonna take some time, I think. Okay, hold up. Till then, what we can do is also add a nav section. Oh, there you go. You can see the basic layout. Okay, let's add the nav section. So to add a nav section, you can add it in section, or if you want, then you can add out of the section. So for now I will just add inside here. So inside this I will create a nav tag. Now nav tag is always an nav, and inside here I will create and tag here s2. So it is gonna say footer, and I will also create, this will be in a div. So I will create a div. If you don't know what div is, it's basically like a division. So here I will just write logo, and inside here I will add my tag s2, which would be saying footer. Now I will also create an unordered list here. So for that I will first create a div with the class name nav list, and inside here we will add our ul, that stands for unordered list, and inside here li, and we will add a tag, and we'll ref this nothing for now. And inside here first I will write home, and we will just copy this. Now if you don't know how you can copy, you can just hold shift and your arrow key and copy to control C, control V, control V, control V. Let's do 4 times. And inside here after this we will write about, and after here we will write chef or recipe. Here I will write chef or whatever you need to know, that chefs recipes, anything. Okay, now after here I will also add one more which will say login. So if I just write like this and change this to login, okay, there you go. Now if I save this and come here and refresh it, there you go. Now I've got my basic nav bar, you can say. Now let's add our background. So for that I will go to pixels, so you can also go to the same website, and I use pixels because it has a lot of HD images which are very easy to download. Just you need to write the name. So in here I will just write food, okay, and you can decide if you want it in horizontal. Now if you don't want to use pixels, there is also a site similar to pixels. It's an alternative if you want to use, and that's called Pixabay. These two sites are most of the sites from where I download, and I think most of the people who create websites download the images because they provide an HD image. Now over here you can set the orientation, so I will set this to horizontal. You can even change the size like by clicking here. Okay, so here you can see there are various images given to us. Now for the sake of this video I will just take this one because it's also looking good. So we will just click on free download over here, and once you click on this you can say thanks, or you can just tag him on Instagram or donate him some, so to Daria. So over here if you copy this and take it and drag and drop it in your footer I mean your folder. Okay, we'll close that because we don't need this anymore, but later on whenever we want to download images we will come here. So if I come here now and let's first go to our folder. So inside this folder I will rename this for now because we don't want to write this whole thing that's saying pixels daria steph sova whatever the code that is given 1095. So we'll just name this to bg. So that's gonna be pretty easy now. Okay, bg, that's gonna be pretty easy. Wow. Now remember the file extension, I mean the type of file it is. If you don't know how to identify, just go to properties, or you can know it by seeing this kind of things if it's like in Windows 7 and 8. I don't know about 10 because I don't use it. You can see flowers, but right now here. Now if you want to be more precise, you can just right click and go to properties. Here you can see in which format it is. It's in .jpeg, so that's JPEG file. So yeah, we are done with that. Now if I come here to add image in, we will add it in hero. So over here if I just come and write, there are various properties. You can use busy color to change the what we say to change the color of an image, I mean the color of a background. And now for background, what we can do, okay, we can write background CKGROUND equals URL, and inside here the URL of an image. So I usually don't use background in sections because I usually keep it through CSS. So hopefully this will go because I remember the tag properly. So let's just check it in here. If you see the image, okay, that means the tag is wrong maybe. So what will I do is come here and let's change this URL thing here. Otherwise we can use a line of CSS here. Okay, hold up, we will use a line of CSS. Now sometimes if you don't know how you can I mean if you sometimes cannot figure out like some things, you can just come here, and in here what you can write is what problem are you facing. Like if you want to say that how to add background image in HTML. Like you can be precise, and if you search like this, you can get your solution. Now what I'm also doing the same thing here. So if I come here in background image on a HTML, it will take me to Double3 School. Now this is one of the best sites. Now here you can see it's using this is currently using style.css, so we don't want to use CSS. Okay, so for that reason what we can do is, okay, we will use a line of CSS. Now it's pretty easy to do it using CSS. What you just do is come here, and it's just gonna be a simple CSS property. It's not gonna be that complex, so you will just write style. So style, by writing style you can basically write CSS in what you say, inline in a certain place, I mean in a certain tag. So it's just this attribute which helps you to write it. So in the style, what we just do is you can write the code. So if you just write background URL and bg.jpg and save this, let's check. Okay, we can see the image, but it's not properly visible because that is the reason is our everything that we have currently is just in this only till here. That means we are using in a section. So what does section include? Section include all this. So it starts here and it ends here. Now if we had more properties, then it should extend, but for now we only had this. So for that reason it's only visible till here. Now to get it for the full screen, you can use height property. So if you do that, and then what you can do is for this you can just write it here. It's not necessary. So if you just write HEIGHT, right, height equals, you can give it 100 VH. Now if you don't know VH, what does VH means? It's actually the width of the screen. Now I mean like VH means like this whole screen over here. You can see this is 1 VH, I mean 100 VH. That is viewport height. Now this viewport height is like a complexity, but I think one viewport height is of 16 pixels or something. So that's the viewport height, and this is from here this is the viewport width. So there are viewport height and viewport width. So that was the thing. Now hold up, I will be back in a moment. So okay, now after we have done this, okay, to get the basic height, I mean to get the full height, what we can do is in the style format, what you just write is height, and in height you just give it a certain height of 100 VH. Okay, so as I explained what is 100 VH and all those, it's viewport height. Now it's it correlates with percentage. If you know, then percentage and viewport heights are equal, so you can write 100% even. So here you can see we got this image. Now we can't see that we don't have any that we downloaded the image, we cannot see it properly. So for that, what we can just do is we are using some CSS. If you cannot understand this, I will explain you later on. So for that, we'll just write background, and inside here, so you can see size. In this size we'll just write cover. Okay, now if I save this and come here and refresh it, okay, I don't want to pause it. Now here you can see we got our image, and properly we have got our image, and it looks too tasty, man. Okay okay, it's like a toast or something. Okay, so here you can see. Now one thing that I want to do is get these things in the center of the screen. I mean the center of here, it should be here. Now for that, what I will do is, here you can see what I've done here. Inside here I have a nav. In the section I have a nav, so I cannot write it because the nav will also be centered. So for that I can write it in H1. So what I can just do is come to H1, and I will just write justify content, justify, or text align, whatever you want to say. So for that we'll just use style for now. Okay, so you can understand what's this basic text align and all those. So if you just hit center, if I come here and refresh this, there you go, footer is now in the center of the screen. Now we serve good, and order now also want to be in center. What you can do is just copy this, and inside this let's come to the p tag. If we had created a div, it would have been a lot more easy for us. Now inside here we cannot write text align because this will just align the text there. So for this we'll just write justify content. Now justify content, you can understand if you have some knowledge about web development and some knowledge about Microsoft Word, you use justify content to align center. Now here you can see order now is not in the center. To take it to the center, we need to use flex property, but instead of doing that, one thing that we'll just do is copy this here like this, and we'll just control X and create a div here. So if I just create a div, and let's give it a class name of txt, and inside here if I paste this and come here in the style, I will just write style, and inside here if I write justify content center, okay, let's just write center. If I say that, let's see, okay, still it's not going to the center. Okay, for that I think we need to use flex, but it's what do we say, what does that mean? I mean, it's a property that's mostly advanced property. Flexbox is an advanced property, so I don't want to get into that for now. Let's check for solution. Okay, text aligned it. I didn't thought that it would align it. Okay, whatever. Now as you can see, we have done this. Now this image is zoomed in. If you can remember, the image was not zoomed in. Now if you want to get that, you can just change the image size, but what I want to do is add a background position to this. So if I just add background, and over here if I just add position, I will just give this center of the screen. So if I save this, you can see that it's a little changed. Now you can see the basic layout here. Now I want the size of footer to be big. I mean, I want it huge size. So for that, what I will just do is come to h1 style, and if I here if I just write font size, I can change it as I want. So if I say 40 pixels and come here, there you go, it changed its color to 40 pixels. Now this is done. Now we are done with our, what is this, hero section or our landing page. Now it's kind of looking like it's responsive, but no, it's not. We have to do a lot of things to make it responsive. You have to work on with various properties. So yeah, I'm gonna explain you when further we move into the course. Now for now it's just like this. Here you can see this is how it's looking. Okay, so I always keep like this. This is my habit because I've been doing this since long. So yeah, let's move on to create our second section, that's about. Now about section we'll have a description and it will look pretty nice. Now let's get out of this section and we will create another section with the class name about, and inside here we will write our quotes. Now first, what I want here, I want a text that will say that this is an about page. So I will just write about us. Now you can change the color using span tags, but we'll not do right now. Now over here I have wrote that. Now I will create a div where one image will be on left aligned and one image will be right aligned. The text will be right aligned. So for that I will just create a div, and inside this div I will give it a class name, and I will just write description here, ds. So okay, I wrote insert. So I will just write p tag here, paragraph tag, and inside here I can for now you can give it a description, anything, but the short way is using lorem. So this is Latin language or German, and this is the basic language. That's here you can see Google Translate is saying it's a Latin language. So this Latin language is used when you don't want to input a certain thing here. So yeah, I always use this when I don't want to write things right now. I can use it again hopefully, and there you go, we got a long paragraph here. I refresh this. Okay, there you go, we got a long paragraph. Now I want an image as well, as I said you. So what we can just do is after this p tag I will create an img tag here. So img, now img, if you know, stands for image. So I will just use the same image that we used, background.jpg, and here you can give it a width and height because it's an image. So yeah, So we'll just add 400 pixels, and height you can give it anything. So let's give it a height of 350 pixels. Let's check. So refresh this, and hopefully we got our image. There you go. But it's kind of looking boring, so I will be back in a few. Okay, so I'm back. So let's change its height and width. So I gave it a 350 height, so let's change it to 300. Let's check how will it look when we give it a height of 300. So it's kind of fine, but it's still looking kind of like stretchy, so we will change this to 290. Let's check how will it look when it's 290. Okay, so okay, it's fine for now. We'll just work on with it. Now what I want is this text will be aligned to the center. If you can see, okay, let me open this right here. So let's use the pen tool that's given here. I want this text, okay, so that it will be clear for you. Okay, here I want this text to be at here. It should be in the center, whereas this what we say, this p tag, this should be until here, and this image should go here. Okay, so this is how I want it to be. Now if you want, then you can just use br, but there is a property called max width where you can set a width. Now if I set this width to like 300 pixels or something, then it will be easy, and we can just align this image right here. So we will work on with it for now. So let's clear this everything, and let's move on making it. So if I come here, and okay, let's come to the screen. Where is my screen? There is my screen. Okay, let's come here, and we will use a little bit of again the some properties. Now I think max width property is not here. Like here, if there is no, we need to use style. So this like we are starting already slice, so yeah, it's gonna be easy for you. So 300 pixels. If I say this here, let's come here. Okay, there you see that the image, image is still down, but the text is now changed it. It's a little bit come here now. What will I say? I forgot what to say. Okay, let's come here, and in here what we will just do is we will style this and click on align item. Okay, let's say justify content. Let's change this to, there is properties here, left, right, so we'll just check this to not left. We'll change this to right. If you save this, hopefully we are brought image. No, image is not going there. So what we can also do to do this, okay, first let's align our h1 to center. So I'll just use style, which we use text align property. If I just write style text align, and in here let's use a small fix property here. So let's come here, and in style I will just write display flex. Okay, so I will explain you later, but for now you can just copy me, and inside here if I save this, let's check if something happened. Yeah, what we wanted just happened. Now what I want is this image should be a little bit to the right. Now for that what we can just do is we are using already this property here, so instead of this we will use a property called margin. Now for this we will just add margin, and where you want it's in left. So if I give it a left margin of 30 pixels and check it, there you go. Now this is our about us page. Here you can see this is our home page, this is our about us page. Now let's move on creating more. So let's go. So now let's get back. Now we will edit our recipe section. Now recipe section can be in a different page, but for now we will just create here. But later on when we move on creating styling it using advanced CSS and all those properties, that would be probably be in the video after the video that will come after this video. Hopefully you get it. That means the 5th video in the series will start by using advanced CSS, and the next video we will use basic we are using basic CSS here. So before going, Okay, let's explain you what are these properties that I've used. You may be confused here. So background. Now if you don't know background, we are just adding a background image. So that's background URL. We have just given bg.jpg. So yeah, height you can understand because I have already explained you. And over here, background size cover. Now background size. Now is have you, as you know, the background size, already a set of background size was loaded when I added this image in our HTML file. Now that image we are just changing it, the size of it. Now it's similar to that, we are adding like width and height of the image. We are doing the same thing here. Now when the width of an image is 300 pixel, 400 pixel, it's just aligning the image probably so that it will be easy to view. Now background position means it also means aligning. So if I said left, then it would show the left part, and if I said right, then it would show the right part, but I chose center so that it's showing center. Now let's come here and justify content. Center means aligning everything to the center. Text align center means the same. And font size means a certain size that I have given. I am using pixel. You can use rem, rm, anything. Now okay, let's move on to this thing, which is the most important thing, or the most advanced thing that I have used here, that is display flex. Now this display flex is like a property. There are various display types and one of them is flex. So what will flex do is that it's used to make the website responsive. So when you use flex, the website of your website will be responsive. Or what you can just do is also use, there are various things here. You can see insert, inline block. So if I use inline block, let's see what will happen. Look, the thing is again gone down. So that's why we use flex. Now if you don't understand flex, I'm gonna explain it in the series video that will come after this. So yeah, and max width means a certain width that will happen to it. So over here, okay, let me first get this. To align this image here, I used a property called max width. So when I use max width, the image will not extend that width. So I've created like a box for it, and in that box I have given it a width so that it's in a certain box where it has a width. Hopefully you get it. And let's come down. If I have used, so width and height you can understand, and style and margin means certain distance from the image from here. So like yeah, that's it. Now let's move on creating the recipe section. Now over here I will create a section first, and inside this section we will use recipe tag, I mean recipe class. So here you can see that we also want saves and login, so that will be creating in the series when we will move on. But yeah, so in the recipe section first we will create a, I mean we can create divs and move on, or we can just create a single thing, or for now we'll just create divs because it will be more precise. So inside this div I will just name this recipe 1. So here I will just write I will just add the image tag, and inside this I will give the source of the image. So it's going to be bg.jpg. we are going to use the same image, but later on we will use different image. So we will give it a width, and for now here you can see what was the width. I have given 190 and 400. So we can basically remove like if I use 300, then I will use 190, something like that. So we will use width as our 300, and height we will give it 190. So if I just write this pixels, so okay, make sure you write pixels. And I will just like creating a box here, and inside here I will give the name of the recipe. Okay, I will just write French toast because I don't know what that is, but I will just French toast. Okay, now save this, come here and refresh this. Just scroll down, and here you can see I have created French toast a tag. Now I can create various boxes like this and edit them later, but let's come here and do one thing, is add a background color to this. If I just write bg color, okay, now give it a certain color. Now let's give it red, green, blue. So I will just give this sea green. Okay, sea blue, I think it's the color name. This is sea blue. Save this, and let's check if there is a color named sea blue. Okay, there's not. We can just write light blue, then light blue. save this. Let's check. Okay, this is not coming because we don't have given it a width. So let's give it a width, or okay, let's use this later on. Okay, we are using in section. Oh, sorry, I'm using it in section, so it was meant to be used not in a section but here. So okay, let's try again. So let's just give it a beige color, and inside here let's give it red for now. Okay, let's check with the normal colors. Okay, so if that will load it or not. Okay, it's still not loading. So we can do it using our property from the CSS, but we'll not do it right now. Leave it for now like this. Now what we want to do is I will just copy this. Okay, so I will just use shift here. So shift, and I will just do this and copy this here because I want to have different like this. Save here, save here. Okay, for now I will just add 3, and what I will add in the section, what? Okay, sorry. In the section first, I will add a tag called, add a text called recipe. Okay, and I will also add a button called load more, which will take us to a different page. So in a button, not bottom, it's a button, and inside here I will add an a tag, anchor tag, whatever we want to say, and inside here I will just write load more. And if I save this, refresh this, here you can see we got 3 different things, and here is one is saying recipe. We can align this using our property that we used. So here you can see recipe, French toast, like that. Now let's move on in the video. Now what I also want to do is use it, I want this to be in a certain line. So for that I can use a property here called flex again. So I will just use it in let's check by using it in the section tag. So display, and let's give it flex. Let's come here. Okay, let's check what will happen. I think some error will happen there, as I thought, but everything is looking good, but something is happening because it's aligning here. So we can give it a padding to the div here. If you don't know padding, I will explain that too, so don't worry. Here you can see everything is in a certain line, and this load more button as well. It's looking kind of weird. So sometimes when you can find out good solutions, you can always use your mind or ideas that will pop up. What we can just do is copy this and add this in a single div. So if I do that, copy this like so. Okay, so if I remove this now, I remove so. Okay, let's come here, and after this h1 like that, and okay, if this will not work, then we can create a sub div inside a div. Okay, so yeah, we will anyhow find out the solution for this. And if I save this now, let's check. Scroll down, it's not scrolling down. Okay, it's now looking much more like an shit. Okay, so let's change this. So this load more button is doing something weird. So what we can just do is come here and remove this display flex from here, and let's come to div and add our display flex. So style and display, and inside here, okay, my button just got pressed, so let's add here flex. Save this. So let's check. So again you can see it's working, but this text is currently here. Now what we can do, we can just add it into a certain div. Let's check it by doing this thing. Okay, we'll use this, hopefully we have this then. Okay, we have this, so let's just remove everything. Okay, no, let's redo it. Okay, There you go. Now what I'm gonna just do is I'm gonna remove everything like this. Hold up, let's create that out. Okay. Now after here, what I'm just gonna do is create a div, and I will write 1, and inside there I will press this. And it's not necessary that you have to do like that, okay, because it's not case sensitive. Most of the thing that are most of the programming languages that are case sensitive are one is Python is case sensitive, and I think C++ is also case sensitive. So HTML, even it's not a programming language, it is not case sensitive. And we can also change the div number here, which I have given 1 to everything. You can just give it 2, 3, and you can you can create any website. It's not necessary that you will create a food website like I'm creating. So there are a variety of options. Okay, you can even create your own portfolio, and in here you can just add your project files like that. So if I refresh this, let's check what will happen. Okay, now this is what I wanted. Now here you can see we have all the images are sticking. Now what will happen if I do this? Okay, first for now we are not using any like what we say this media queries. So if you use media queries, we can align this or we can change as per the width of the screen. Now for now we can just add margin to this. Now to add margin, you can give it here, you can give anywhere. So let's come here and write style, and inside here I will add display. I will give it margin towards the right, and I'm just going to give it 10 pixels for now. And if you want, then you can just copy this like that. You don't have to write the code again and again. So I usually don't write inline CSS because the website doesn't look managed. But for the sake of video, for this video, we are just using basic properties. So for that, I'm using this. Now I recommend you using external CSS. So I'm gonna do this from the next video that's coming in the channel. So here we got it. Now what I also said that I want this to be here, and this also should be in the center. So for that, I will just come here, and in this h1 I can add style property here, style, and I will add text align to the center of the screen. And if you cannot understand what I am writing here, you can mention it in the comments. I will try to reply you, or I will surely reply you, because I will reply you. Okay, so there you go. Recipe is in the center. Let's add load more as well to the center. We can just copy this because it's gonna be same, because I just discovered that if I use text align, then button also gets to the center. I really did know that. I always use any properties like when I use justify content. So yeah, let's check. Okay, wait, hold up, it was working sometimes ago, now it's stopping to work. What happened, my dear friend? Just freeze this. Come here. Okay, it's not working. So let's check what I made wrong. So let's check here what I made. Justify content center. Oh, this justify content center, but I thought I used text align center. Whatever, let's just use justify content center. I thought text align makes it center, I thought I discovered that, but it's still not working. Let's check what's the thing that's not making it to work. Okay, in this section I've added style, hero, and all those stuff. And in the div I have created here, I have added text align center, justify content center. We can do the same thing here, but that will be a problem. So what I can just do is add this in a certain div, so that will make it everything work. So for that, I'll just remove this like so. Okay, I made it wrong here. Do this like this. Okay, let's remove this, and in here what I'm just gonna do is create a div for now, and in this I'll just write bttn. Okay, and in here I will add button tag, billy bottom, a tag, anchor tag, and inside here I will just leave this to nothing, and I will add load more. So for now we will just make it in a single page, but later on we will work with various pages. Now if you want, then I can also move on to React, and for that this video should hit 20 likes, because React is like a backend development kit, so every file will be created by that. So yeah. Okay, let's come here, and in here let's just go to the top of the where we added this property, which was adding everything to the center. Where was it? Okay, this was, I think, let's check this div. Yeah, so we will just copy this property. We don't want to write it again and again, so let's just copy that. So it's pretty easy to do. Make sure you subscribe to the video. I forgot to say that today. Okay, I mean, subscribe to the channel, not to the video. Let's check now. Hopefully everything is in the center. Yeah, there you go. Now load more is in the center, and recipe is in the center. Everything that we wanted is now in the dead center. Let's check. It's not what is it? What is this? I forgot. Responsive, because we haven't added the responsive properties. Media queries, we will work on with it afterwards. But it's looking quite beautiful. Look, it's so beautiful due to this white background as well, I guess. It's looking so nice. Okay, let's move on. Now the other properties is chef property. So we'll create a section for the Mr. Chef, which we'll be creating. So we'll do the same here. It's not gonna be any different, but we will add some we will have some good properties instead. So in this here, let's just write chef and chef. So we will just have two chefs for now, because we will not work on with the so advanced things. So we'll just write cf for this div. Inside here I will create another div. It will say cf1, and another div it will say, okay, inside here let's just first add the name of the who is the chef name. So I will just write John Doe. So if you don't know who is John Doe, is just a frictional thing, like many people use it. And we will add an image tag here. We will download an image for this. So yeah, after this we will also add a paragraph tag. Let's see, I am John Doe. Okay, I printed a lot of I's here. I am John Doe, head chef. Okay, for now we'll just highlight this, and we'll copy this. Okay, we are not using like naming the persons and all those stuff. Okay, so let's pick it here, and let's check. And let's do that. Save this. Come here. Refresh this. Okay, let's check here. Here we go. John Doe. I'm John Doe. I'm John Doe. So we'll download an image. We will use pixels again. So let's just go to pixels.com. So in pixels we will download an image of a man and a woman. One chef is gonna be man, one chef is gonna be human, gender equality. Okay, so let's search for a man, M-A-N, man. If you don't know what is a man, man is a gender. If you don't know what is a gender, gender is a gender. Okay, I'm just getting silly right now. Whoa, we got some awesome mans right here. Oh, hero mans. We got some awesome guys here. We can just search for chef, right? Why didn't it came into my mind? Chef. I don't know, I have this habit of saying chef. I don't know why. Let's search for a chef. We want a chef. Chef. Okay, we want a man, I mean, whose face is pretty visible, like this guy. Oh, where did that go? Oh my god, it is our head chef. Okay, let's just use this kid here because he is our head chef. Okay, let's download our head chef. So our head chef has been downloaded. Okay, let's add it in the footer. Oh, my system is kind of laggy. I don't know why. Here is our head chef. You can see this. He is our head chef of the company. Okay, respect him. Okay, let's just search for chef woman. Let's search for woman if we get. And we can search girl as well, right? Okay, there we go. But we want her face to be visible. Let's check for his face. A girl with a face visible in the haze. There is no one, no one, no one, no one, no, 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 no. There you go. She has a face visible. We'll use her. So let's just download her. I'm downloading a girl, guys. Okay, let's paste it there. Let's get out of here. Now we don't need this. So let's get back to our folder and rename those. I am John Doe. Hates Seth. I am John Doe. Hates Seth. Okay, let's come in the website and let's change this name. Andrea Picau. I don't know what's the name. Sorry for that. Let's rename this to, I think this is a woman or something, so we'll just write girl. Let's check if it is a girl. And let's rename this to boy. Okay. To boy. There you go. That's done now. Let's come back here and leave it. I don't care about that. So let's see if it's girl or it's a boy. So it's the folder. Our file is loading. Then let's work on with our file here. So in this right here, let's just write boy.jpg. JPEG. Let's save this. The image is not loading, so let's just close this because right now wherever you will use the name is same. So if I refresh this, you will see a big image. There you go, and I used the boy. Ooh. Okay, we can change this, so we can use the width and height property again. So this time height is big, so we'll just give it a width of 100 pixels and height of 250. Let's check. I think 200 pixels would be good. Okay, let's check it. Let's check it. See. Okay, the boy's image is kind of small. Let's check. Change this to 200 to 300. 200 to 320. 220. Let's do this. 220 to 300 because it's the image is a little stretchy. Let's check it. There you go. Now it's fine for now because we are not doing like a website that is so professional. So yeah, in here let's just add a girl image, so her image is also gonna be big. So we'll just girl JPEG, and inside here we'll again give it a width. So for now the width would be larger, so just give it 300 pixels of width, and in height I will give it like 180 pixels. Let's check how will it result. Okay, it's fine, I said. Now let's give it a border radius. So if you don't know border radius, what it is, it's a radius and it will create a circle if you give the half of the image width. And I don't think it will work on this girl's image because it's in landscape mode. Let's try what goes on. So let's give it a border radius property. So it's just right border, and here you can see various properties. Just right radius, and let's give it 50%. Let's check what will happen. Our headset image only head should be visible. Oh my gods, the image should be in circular form, but it's not in circle. So what you can just do is do one thing. Now for that I need to move on from here, so I will be back just in a few seconds. So guys, I'm back. So what I thought we can do is we'll crop the image in a square so that we will have a perfect circle. We'll do the same with this woman's image. So let's give it to the footer, and I'm using snipping tool. It is always in my taskbar because you don't know when you want it. So till this loads, let's just don't waste our time and when go to our, I opened two of this. Okay, let's just close one of this. So let's come here and open this boy's image. So till then let's come here and add this property here which says display flex. It's loading. Okay, okay, there you go. Handsome boy, he's around the house, baby. So let's take this snipping tool here. I don't know why I thought this boy will be the perfect for this. Let's come here and take a square type shape. Okay, this is probably a square. Okay, it's fine for now. I will save this here as in my file where I want to save this. So let's go to desktop, and let's go to folder, and inside here let's save this as boy.jpg. I mean boy, and let's save this, and let's take the woman's image that she is. Let's take it and let's take her head. Okay, I'm gonna borrow your head, sorry. And that, there you go, both of them are here. Hello, let's save this as girl. There you go. Now what we just have to do is come here. Okay, we don't want this, so just come here, and okay, we don't want this one now because it's in square. So same goes here. So as you saw that I took snapshot, and I thought so this will be probably be in PNG format. So I'll just write PNG. Just I have to change the file type, but whatever the name you have given to it, you can use that. So let's check what will happen here. Sorry, I don't want you right now. Let's come to here and let's check. There you go. You can see that the boy's image has come in a perfect way, and the girl's image is kind of perfect, but we have to change it because we haven't added any border radius properties in her image. So let's copy this like so. There you go. Let's come here and paste it. Save this, come here, refresh this, and boom, there you go. Now this both images are perfect, but it's too big, so we can just change the width and height here. So you can give it a certain width like 100 pixels, 200 pixels, whatever. So let's come here and let's give it 120 pixels, and let's give it a height of 20 pixels. Let's do the same with the girl's image. Let's give her a width of 120 pixels and a height of 120 pixels. Save this. Let's check. Okay, that's perfect. Now I want it to be in side by side. So for that I will just come here in the save. I will let's see here. I will add a display flexor. So I'll just add display. I mean, for that we need to use style. Oh my god, I should have created a different folder for this. And the next time we will remove every property we have added here of CSS, and we will add it in a external CSS file, display, and in here we will add the property flex. So we'll just write flex. Let's check. Check. And boom, there you go. What we wanted, we got it. And now it's kind of by each other. So for that we can just use a style property again and give it a margin. So I will just copy this right here and copy, and let's come here and give it like so, but we'll change the display flex to margin. Let's give it a margin to right or towards left. This is the right. Let's give it 20 pixels margin. I mean, let's not give it 20 pixels, let's give 50 pixels. Margin towards the left. Okay, I create here. So save this now. Come here and refresh this. Looks perfect. Now for now we are just doing this. So we'll change this everything when we move on to advanced CSS. So in H1 let's just write save this, and let's come here, refresh this. There you go. We are done with everything that we had to create, and we can just align this text align to center. So for that, and when you have views, justify, let's just justify this content towards the center as well. So it's pretty easy to do this. So in this display flex we can also add justify content center. Let's check what will happen. There you go. It aligned it towards the center, and the save that I have written here in the h1 tag will align this towards the center. So for that I will just add this, and I will let text align, and we will just write here center. So save this now. Boom, there everything is now perfect. Now if you want, then you can add a background color toward this, and to do this is pretty easy. Just come to the div, and in here you can give it a width and a height, then you can give it a background color. Now if you want to see me doing that, what we can just do is first add background, and in here I will give it a color, so you can just give it like any color, like let's say sea green. Okay, let's check how will it look. If it will be there, then there, see, I added in a main div, so here you can see sea green kind of color that came here. So we'll not use it for now because I don't want it, but what we can just do is use a hexadecimal. That would be FFFEEE. We'll just write EEE. So hexadecimal should be of 6 digits, but we are using right now in this one. So yeah, and you can see we got it in the background. Now if you want, here what you can see is here we are adding this in the main div. So yeah, for that we can just copy this like so, and we can add it in here like so, and we can do the same in this there. We'll just come here, we need to write one extra thing here, that will be style, and paste this, save this, come here, refresh this. This should be visible. There you go, both of them are visible. Now you can add text align center, then align item center, then this will also be aligned to the center, but for now we will leave it like this. Now let's move on to the final thing of this. Okay, so that's gonna be our login. Now we are gonna do this right now. Now for the login page, you can create it in a different one. So what I usually want is, okay, we are exceeding 1 hour limit. Okay, what I want is like a certain box. I mean, it would be in a full width. I will have everything in the center, so everything would be in the center. So that's how will I work with it, but we will not create this in here. We will create this different in a different page, and that's gonna look so beautiful, and we will be using it in a different page when in the next video. So for now we'll just create something called footer. Now in here footer we will have various tags, so for that we will just add footer, and in this footer you can add anything like p tag, and we'll say copyright and all those stuff. So copy, okay, so COPPY, copy, right, and you can just write and copy and your name and whatever you want to do, and we can also add LIUL, all the stuff, because it will make you easy to take it. So like UL tag here, and in the UL tag I will add an LI tag and A tag, and all this will say the same thing, but instead of doing this, what I will just do is remove this stuff from here. Okay, let's just remove this all this stuff. So what I'm just gonna do is just see here, look carefully. So let's go to the top of the screen. In here let's copy this like so. Let's come to the bottom of the screen. Okay, before doing that, let's do one thing, that is when we click on certain thing, it will take us to the certain place. Like in this home section, it will bring us to the home section. That would be too silly. So to do this, you can give it an ID. So if you don't know how to give an ID, just come here. I've given a class for now. I will just come here and write here ID, and give it an ID of home, whatever you want to give. So home I just wrote, and if I come here and write the name of the ID that was given, home, then I will get it. Now here I have wrote an ID called about. I've wrote an ID called recipe. I've wrote an ID called chef, and I will just write, what do you think I will write? I will write chef. So there you go. Now if I copy this now, because it should be easy for us, if I copy this like so, if I copy this, and when you move on, we'll add IDs to everything that we will be landing on. I give it a ID like about, sorry for that. Let's scroll down. Here we got recipe. We'll also give it here ID. Let's just write recipe, whatever you wanna say. And finally our chef will have our ID. Okay, this ID and chef. Let's scroll down, and in the footer tag we will add this. Now save this from here, Press this and you're gonna see one magic happen. If now we are here, and if I scroll down a bit, you can see a footer has come. Home, then it will take me back here. Take login. If it's chefs, it is a recipe. Like this, it's moving. And I click on it. Okay, so we can just give it a background in this. So if I come here and just give it a style property right now, so we'll just write style, and in background, for now I will just give it color red. Okay, we're gonna change this when we move on. Okay, let's check what will happen. There you go. So this is how we work on with a basic HTML awesome layout. Now if you want one thing I forgot to say. Here when I click it, it will just take me, so it's kind of boring. Let's do one thing. Let's add a smooth scroll. For that I need to use our head tag. So in this head tag I will use style. Okay, in this style, if I come here and text.css, you can write it here. So here if I write this / and scroll behavior smooth, then let's see what will happen. Okay, I just removed everything right now. Okay, let's check it. Okay, it's not loading fully, so let's check home. About. Okay, it's not scrolling smoothly. Let's see, man. Okay, it's not scrolling smoothly. If I save this now, I've saved it or not. Let's click your home. Okay, whatever. So thank you so much for watching. In the next video, the video that will come, we're gonna edit this, and I may not be able to upload more videos because my exams are near, so I have to study for it as well. So but this was how we created the website. Now in the next video everything will change. We'll have a different images here, so do not worry. If you want the source code, just leave a comment in the description. I mean, leave a comment there. I will just try to send you the source code through drive link. So thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you again next time. Till then, everything